Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with part 3 of our Stokowski Retrospective, consisting of recordings from the overflow room, things I just stored somewhere else for reasons I can't even begin to explain. That's just where they were. And today we're going to look at recordings that were reissued on the Biddulph label, that is sort of still kind of possibly around. But, these are some amazing things. Amazing and interesting things. From the dawn of time, the beginning of the recorded era, when Stokowski was really, he's an amazingly legendary guy. You know, he covered everything up till, basically almost digital. And it's astonishing what he did. So let's start with this one. This is the complete 1925 electrical recordings. Now, these are like some of the first electrical recordings of these pieces. It's kind of amazing with the Philadelphia Orchestra. Some of them were still made with the acoustic ensembles, reduced orchestras with no strings and brass and saxophones and things to do the string parts and whatnot. But gradually they began to figure out that they could use real orchestras. So we have the Saint-Saëns Danse Macabre, Barden's Polovtsian Dance. Well, this is one of them. It says Polovetsky Dance here. I guess there's only one of them. Ippolitov Ivanov's In the Village from Caucasian Sketches, Tchaikovsky's March Slav, the New World Symphony, all of it, and the Pathétique Andante theme by Tchaikovsky, just the theme. It would have fit actually nicely on the 78 side. And so there they are, state of the art. And speaking of New World Symphonies, here it is again. He did a couple of these, of New World Symphonies, and because he used different size ensembles trying to figure out the technology. These aren't dated. And this has the Liszt Hungarian Rhapsody No. 2. We'll figure out what it is. Chopin transcriptions, mazurkas and the Prelude in D minor, and the Polovtsian dances. This time you get all of them. It's really funny. No one plays the Polovtsian dances anymore, do they? It was such a popular hit back in the day. So here we go. What are the dates of these? 1927 was the remake of the New World Symphony in lustrous electrical recording after the 1925 one. This contains the outline of themes from the New World Symphony with Arthur Rodzinski playing the piano as Stokowski illustrates the tunes. It's very great fun. One of you mentioned this in the comments, actually. Then the rest of this stuff, let's see, what are the dates here? 1927, 37, yeah. There's a 26, 27, 37, 37, 37, and 37. That's when they are. Boy. And of course, these are Stokowski's own arrangements wherever necessary. Although, his arrangements sometimes changed over time, so it's hard to tell exactly which one you're going to get. Let's see. Music from France, Volume 1. Okay, we have the Franck D minor. Now, Stokowski just messed with the Franck D minor. It was fast. It was slow. It was pulled all over the place. It was, to the extent that the Franck D minor had a reputation for being kind of tacky and vulgar and tasteless, Stokowski was the guy who possibly gave it that reputation. Let's be fair. He treated it like schlock. He loved it. He did. And audiences loved it. It was just emoting and oozing all over the place. It's a real question in aesthetics. But, his performances were kind of extraordinarily bizarre. And then the Franck Panis Angelicus and 2 Satie Gymnopédie, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, Ambrose Thomas, the Gavotte from Mignon, Berlioz, the Hungarian March from the Damnation of Faust, all with the Philadelphia Orchestra. And continuing, Bizet, Carmen Suite, and the L'Arlésienne Suite No. 1, and the Danse Macabre. They recorded this stuff frequently as the technology improved. The Bacchanal from Samson and Delilah. Ooh, that's juicy. And the Carnival of the Animals. So there you go. That's Saint-Saëns. And then we have French music, Volume 2. Volume 2 contains Debussy, the Nocturnes. And Stokowski did all 3 of them. Usually back in those days, they would leave out sirène because it required a wordless female choir. Do you honestly think Stokowski was going to do the nocturnes without the wordless female choir? It's his favorite thing. Then the prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun, the Danse Sacrée et Profane with harp, the Cathédrale Engloutie, one of Stokowski's most evocative transcriptions. It's wonderful. The Soirée d'Engrenade, another wonderful Stokowski transcription, and then the Ravel Rhapsody Espagnole. Juicy, juicy, juicy. I love this stuff. Yes, the sonics are limited. I'll give you the dates for this one. I've been sort of ignoring that for the last one, but these are all from like the 20s and whatnot. 37. Is that what it is? Yes. The nocturnes are 1937, but Sirène was 1939. It took them 2 years to find a wordless female choir. The prelude to the Afternoon of a Faun, 1940. The Danses Sacrées Profanes, 31. Le Cathédrale Engloutie, 1930. Soirée d'Engrenade, 1940. And the Rhapsody Espagnole is 1934. So, we're well into the electrical era, actually. So then we have 2 discs of Russian music, volumes 1 and 2. Glière, Ilya Muromets, yes, hugely, enormously, fabulously cut, because there's room on here for the Russian Sailor's Dance from Glière's ballet The Red Poppy, and 2 of the Ippolitov-Ivanov Caucasian sketches. We get In the Village again, and the Procession of the Sardar, which is, the famous one. Do, 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 that thing. And then Stravinsky, the Firebird Suite, which Stokowski completely reorchestrated. Oh, my goodness. And Ormandy used Stokowski's orchestration, by the way. These are early. Let's see, 1940 is the Ilya Muromets. He gets through the whole symphony, which lasts like an hour and 20 minutes, in, 28, 32, plus 12, 45 minutes. Basically cuts it in half is what he does. The Red Poppy's 34, the Caucasian Sketches 25, early, and the Firebird 1927. You imagine 1927? The Firebird was brand spanking new in 1927. It was about 15 years old back then. A little older, 17 years or something. Wow, baby, amazing. And then we have the Russian Easter Overture, 1929. I'll have the dates at the back of this one. The Maid of Pskov, Hunt and Storm Music, 1939, and Scheherazade, 1927, with an unissued alternate take of the first movement, recorded on 3 May, 1927, but the rest of it was in October, 1927. The first of about 50 recordings that Stokowski made of Scheherazade, and he was a Scheherazade specialist. Of course, the best is the Decca Phase 4 one, which we'll come to in another video. I think there are about two more videos I think we've got in us in this little Stokowski retrospective, including all the individual Phase 4 releases on CD. So, what fun this is. When I was going through this, I just couldn't stop, picking out things and putting them on and listening to bits of them. And even though the sound was grotty, and, it's still, the performances are marvelous. The orchestra was great. And you can hear, most of the time, let's see, not all the time, most of the time you can hear what you're supposed to hear, and you can hear enough just to be able to say that it was splendiferous. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.